Hi, this is Yaragamani. I'm management coach and a trainer. I carry out a rich experience of 28 years in corporate world, various positions, and handled operations, supply chain, and logistics. Uh, I also conducted trainings more than 2,500 hours of training in the supply chain management and logistics. Particularly, we take in warehouse, maybe not less than some 600 to 700 hours. I would have conducted this training for these working professionals, industrials, business owners, and exclusive logistics teams on this area. So today we'll see in this video about warehouse management, what is about that, and how it functions. Okay, let us get into the session. I welcome you all for this session. Have a good learning, happy learning. So role of the warehouse, what is the logistics system, is basically is a supply chain, or the stores or the goods. The functions of warehousing include transportation, consolidation, then product mixing, docking, service, protection against contingencies. Contingencies means if there is some unforeseen thing happens, natural calamities, so they should be prepared for that, and that should be a standard operating procedure, and people should, all the people relevant to that area should be well aware of everything. So here we call it as transportation consolidation. Basically, the thing is, it's all for the cost benefit thing there, where we can have a consolidate of what is say products and other locations, and we can do a mapping or doing a matrix in such a way that, so if a consumer goes to a particular location, so it can, whether it can be delivered to that area, and also when it takes what to say, the thing is better that transportation also happens. So so type of warehousing: public warehousing, private warehousing, contract warehousing, multi-client warehousing. Public warehousing is where some of the cases it is being run by the government, and some by the government aided and other things. Private warehousing is separately people who have what is the exclusive warehousing for that, where you can use that facility for your what is holding your material and getting distributed from that end. Contract warehouse is one thing where we have a tie-up with a particular agency or company, where we can do it on a situation or need basis for a time. Then multi-client warehousing is another aspect where we can use this activity for different what to say aspects of clients for doing that activity. So there could be some cases, some time will be having very focused on a particular client. For example, if you take one particular organization or warehousing, where it will be exclusively, it will be done for one particular thing like Amazon, Flipkart, something like that. And most of the things today, actually what happens, these companies, they have their own warehousing actually. So warehousing overview: strategic warehousing, warehouse operations, then warehouse ownership and arrangements, warehouse decisions. So warehouse decisions nothing but what are the material going to handle, which is what is say first in first out materials, and what are the arrangements to be done, what is the inventories to be there, and what are the material handling systems should be there for warehousing, because materials were picked, because some materials what to say at the higher heights, where people should not use a ladder and bring it, or climb in the racks and getting the material. It becomes highly a safety issue. So there should be a proper material handling system to have a easier handling of the material from the middle rack or from the top rack, and taking care of the employees who are working in that area without any accidents and other things. So design considerations is like this. What you're seeing on the both ends of the thing is that the trucks comes for the one side, we can see the truck comes for the receiving, another come for the what to say shipping. So this is a typical design considerations will be there. If we take in a particular warehouse, there will be the receiving area, then order picking, then order assembly, then storage area, another thing. So the receiving and shipping area, that is incoming and outgoing. Okay, and there could be a separate area for order picking, where there will be an exclusive team for that, where they do it. In this case, recently we done one small work for 2 months for a big basket team in Bangalore, where the order picking is they had a lot of issues and a lot of confusions was happening. So we address that and we support them in doing in a better and efficient way, and a very simple way. We just came out with a small software and supported them with that our own software. It is being developed and we are given to them, and the order picking is now being more efficient for them. So this is about input for receiving the materials, then warehousing process, where we have identifying the product, identifying the product location, and updating our records. So very important thing is updating, because once the material comes in, there should be an updation. When the material goes, there should be updations. Otherwise, what will happen? What is current level of stock will be available for that. The track will be missing, and tomorrow there could be a ambiguity and issues raised because of that. Order picking, it's information, it comes to them, and they walk and to the pick the material, and also batch picking also is being done. So objective of the warehousing operation is to provide a timely customer service, because we cannot take our own time, because customer, why this is because when we give it to our customer, the customer has to do other some conversion activities or other some value added activities, then deliver to their end customer. So they need some time to do that activity. So if each and every stage of the supply chain, if everybody takes their own time, then what will happen? The entire chain will become ineffective. So keep track of the items that can be found readily and correct. So minimize the total physical effort so that the cost of moving goods in and out of the storage. So the physical effort has to be minimized in such a way that we have an automated system and we have a better metal handling systems. So provide the communication links with the customers, because the customers should be knowing that, see, for example, if you take a service, so the consumption tracking, it can be possible today because this RFID technology and other things. So customer can put the consumption number where they have the the consumption tracking reference, document reference, then they can do it. Instead of keep asking the shipment or the logistics company, they can themselves do it, just opening the the website of the company, and tracking can be done. So that communication is very important, because they should know that, because they would have promised or given a commitment to their end customer that today I'm getting a material from some X and Y, then I'll do a validation or conversion, and by next 2 days it will be at your place. So these are the things we have to take care. So benefits of warehouse operations is provide a place to store and protect the inventory, reduce the transportation cost, improve the customer service levels. So most actively in a warehouse is material handling. So we should have a forklift, proper forklift or other material handling equipment. If it is a very bulky material, then we should have old cranes based on the requirement of the things. Because if we start depending on the, manpower for that, one thing, we should have more manpower, leave but having more manpower. Basically, it is a safety issue. So handling a bigger materials, then it becomes a thing. That's why actually metal handling equipment plays a very major role in handling the equipment safely and securely. Cost of operating warehouse is a capital cost in one thing, and then operating cost, where the operating cost comes to the cost of labor, measure of labor productivity and number of units. For example, when you say the cost of labor productivity also is very crucial, because let us take it for example. I have 10 manpower in a pickup area, so I should be able to ensure that all the 10 people are engaged throughout the day. Otherwise, what could may happen is, maybe out of 10, maybe 5 or 6 people may be completely having a work, balance rest of people will become idle. So in some cases, what people do in a small warehousing thing, so in such situation arises, then what happens, they do is, the people who don't have a sufficient load, that they shift it to the other area inside the warehouse for different functions, and ensure that the labor productivity is being achieved, because it is being paid, it's a cost. So warehouse activities is one thing where it receives the goods, identify the goods, dispatch the goods to storage, holds the goods, pick the goods, and dispatches shipment. So warehousing contributes to value of the logistic process, traditionally viewed as a place to hold and store the inventory. So it is basically warehousing. Also, many companies have in-house warehousing, and they use private warehousing to to keep the material intermittently to get transported to the customer place. So contemporary views warehouse function is to mix inventory arrangements to meet the customer requirements. Storage of the product is held to a minimum. Here, one more part of warehousing is they should also consider about perishable goods and non-perishable goods. So perishable goods, basically it is like food items, particularly all food items, and certain food items has to be put it in a storage methods, and the warehouse should have such infrastructure and facility. And it doesn't mean that all warehouse has this logistics storage, cold storage facility. It depends upon the nature of the warehousing thing, and there are exclusively warehousing where it has store storage facility. So it depends upon company's management decision, also to the customer uh, whom they are servicing it, and also the product which they are servicing it. So evolution of strategic warehousing is warehouse were once viewed as a necessary evil, used to coordinate the product and supply and demand, and warehouse shifted from passive storage to a strategic assortment. Today it is being used as an extension support to the manufacturer to sell to the customer, because if already what happens in the manufacturing location, already it is all the areas is completely packed for various operations, one thing, and even though I have a small area left out, then it goes for expansion, depends upon the volume it picks up by the company, by his customer. So sometimes what happens, becomes less possible for the people to have a warehouse inside their premises or plant. So they have to obviously have strategically, they have to have a warehousing facility. So warehousing types, distribution centers. Most of them, some of them work as a distribution center, some of them work as a consolidation terminals. That means they take it all the material from lot different customers and stock it, and they distribute based on the customer indications. So break bulk facilities, cross dockings. Cross docking is nothing but taking, if you want to send it to a very longer distance, that will be intermediate warehousing available. So it being shipped to that area, transported to that area, it is being stored there, and from that location, for example, if you want to transport from Chennai to Delhi, so people may have intermediate like Hyderabad, or they have Nagpur, some intermediate locations being shifted there. From Nagpur, further it being shifted to Delhi. So this is because it works out better on cost economics and other things, and not only cost economics, consolidation of consignments. So warehousing is an integral of just-in-time and stockless production strategies, and it is important goal in warehousing to maximize the flexibility. So economic benefits of warehousing is when the overall logistics are reduced by sorting and seasonal storage. Service benefits are justified by sales improvements like spot stocking, full line stocking, and value added services. So consolidation is to reduce the transportation cost. So that's why actually we just saw about that, bringing all the material together, and see that how the transportation distribution can happen. So this is about illustration about the break arrangement. Cross docking, very important there in retailers to replenish the store inventories. So the cross docking combines the inventory from the multiple origins into a pre-specified assortment for a specific customer. So we can see the distribution centers happens from between the supplier, then sorting out it goes to the customer. Generally, if it goes directly from the thing to another to the customer, it is without cross docking, directly from the suppliers it goes to the customers directly. So in the cross docking, we have intermediate things where the goods getting exchanged between the distribution center or the warehousing. So assembly of supports manufacturing operations. Assembly occurs when the products or the components from the second tier suppliers are assembled by a warehouse located near the manufacturing plant. So this Particularly, it's an exclusive and strategic improvement for I think is a manufacturing organization produces and reaches the customer. But there is a time where there will be intermittent warehousing is there. So it's carefully it is being designed in such a way that suppose the waiting time is going to be for three days or for 4 days or a week, depends upon the product and the customer requirement. So they if there is a time delay is there in and the what is the transportation ready for the picking, so that could be a issue there. So what they take a chances that send the material to the that warehouse. So they have a tie up with that warehousing facility, and also they come out with a agreement that they'll send their manpower from the supplying purse, or they'll have a tie up with the warehousing, or they train the warehousing personals and they do a assembly before it is being shipped. So it depends. So here it is one more advantage is time can be managed better, because the entire pack assembly is being done at the manufacturing end and has to be transferred. There could be some time delay. So it is like this, no, when we transport a material from one place to another, particularly the cement mixture from one turn in interim between the transit, it get mixed and it get delivered to that area. So these are things which is being done. And also recently we had one more experience, or we can take as a case study there. We worked with one logistics company where they are supporting it to what is say Flipkart. So that means particularly they have the what is say fabrics related and shoes and other things, what is lifestyle accessories, which is being what is say they use that warehousing for storing the material of material return products. Sometimes material being returned by the customer for damage. Sometimes they see the product catalog and the online, and what they saw the image will be different, what physically they receive the image product will be different. So all this material comes to a particular warehouse, then is getting segregated and goes to the respective locations of the company. So we done on a project with a logistics company in Chennai, where they have an warehousing facility in Gurgaon. I think it is in sector 17 somewhere. It is there. So we made a lot of work towards that in streamlining the activity in such a way that how the incoming material will come, how the inside the warehouse, how the material flow will be there, and labor productivity is being taken care there, and how the stockings and the storage methods being there. Once it is there, packing is done and kept ready and goes back to the what is say finished good warehouse of the particular Flipkart people to for that there. So they here in what happens is the segregation happens in this intermediate thing, that like assembly what you're talking here, the good and bad of fabrics there, damaged ones there and good ones separate, because it does not mean that the customer return it's a bad product. The customer doesn't like that color, like that design, so they are returned. So it has to be packed neatly and it will be sent to that area where it can be sell to a different type of customer. It is not a reselling. You should understand that. I am not mean to saying that it's a reselling. It's a good item which can be sold to a different customer. Reverse logistics basically is a logistics include of following thing: the return of management of recall of the product, remanufacturing and repair, remarketing, recycling. Particularly when we are using different packaging methods and packing containers, so we can have a tie-up with the customer and saying that so it can be recycled. The thing is better taking care of the environment also. Suppose if we are using some plastic related packing materials, then it can be recycled and it can be effectively we can use that. So service benefits of the warehousing is spot stocking, full line stocking and value added services. These are typical value added services like cross docking, customer returns, home delivery, that is delivering to the point, lot control, manufacturing support, pick and pack, pool distribution, repair, everything. So today what is the thing is, if I am a manufacturer for example or a supplier, I can just take care of the material, keep it ready, and I am take the support from the logistics team, third party logistics or fourth party logistics to reach my customer. So I need not to have a thing that I need to have infrastructure for delivering the material directly from my premises to there with our own infrastructure. So it doesn't sounds good because in today's situation, because there are some agents available. Make use of that agency. Get rid away from the headache of maintaining that activities in-house. So warehouse operations involve two major activities: handling and storage. Okay, so objective is to efficiently receive the material. So that means the material should not be properly received, because what is say, it should not be dropped. Material can get damaged. So store it as required. Suppose if it is on cold storage, then we should have a separate cold storage method should be there. Then finally, operations will therefore emphasis on product. So handling, receiving and unloading the arriving vehicles, we should have a proper metal handling equipments, and we should not make use of the labor force for doing this, because first thing is a safety issue. Second thing is that it takes a lot of man hours to do this activity. So you have to have simplified process, because when the warehouse means it will be a busy center where incoming materials will keep on coming, outgoing material will keep, going, that it will be very difficult to do some manual activity. So slotting is a velocity, weight and specific characteristics, and warehouse must manage two classes of storage, that is active storage and external storage. Active storage is one thing where the storage for basic inventory replenishment, that is filling the material, and external storage, that is storage of inventory held in excess of a period of normal replenishment. So it's a seasonal, and it is sometimes it is very unpredictable, but it is having a cost associated with that, that is called as inventory carrying cost. So warehouse ownership management, it is a private and public. So if it is a public, then we should have to be taken care on special commodity, refrigerated and household items. When it is a private, the building may be owned or it's a leased. So contract warehousing basically combines with the elements of private and public operations, where we say the long-term cost savings is compared with the public warehouse. Warehousing decisions that determine handling and storage of efficiency, that is site selection, design, product mix, expansion, metal handling. So metal handling is very key, because it takes care of safety aspect also, and efficient handling. So layout, sizing, warehouse management system, that is like a documentation, documentation part, and it should be error free. Accuracy, security in the sense when we are having some material, so and we have some high cost, high expensive material, then it should be taken care properly. Safety and maintenance, so you should have if we have different types of material being stored, so a lot of cotton boxes and everything should be there. So you should the fire safety is very important, and it should be properly carried. So warehouse management systems, integrated procedures and the software support to standardize the storage and handling of the work procedures. So discrete selection is specific customer order, and wave or batch selection is based on the process through the zones of the warehouse assigned by the employees. So other warehouse issues is inventory accuracy is typically maintained by an annual physical accounts or counting portion of inventory as a planned basis. Audits. Audits basically to understand whether the things are in place, and documentation and other things are there. Particularly the safety compliance and regulations is being taken care. Otherwise, what happens if you why you saying the safety compliance from the audit is, so when you say the racking facilities, so if you have some 3-stage, 4-stage racking or 5-stage racking, when you have heavy duty racking or small racking, so generally what happens when you have heavy duty racking is it's a tendency of people to overload the material and keep. So that means it is very dangerous. Suppose when due to various things, maybe improper handling, or sometime when people are handling at high elevated levels, so that could be the top one of the packet or big metal items can just fall off and lead to some safety issues. So accident prevention is one of the thing where safety programs to be run, and we will conduct intermediate a lot of mock audits like fire safety and individual safety, where date can be fixed, time can be fixed. So the emergency controller can just blow the whistle, and to ensure that people are how alert they are there. So that way mock drills will be helpful to you, and all the people has to come and assemble at a particular point, that is emergency assembling point. So these are intermediately to be done, because in case of emergency, it may be of any type of emergency, people should be have a what do you say, know what to do at what is it, tough times. So maintenance is a scheduling of maintenance of the building, material handling. So material building, basically the thing is, when the building becomes older and older, so what happens, a lot of issues it keeps. And second thing is, if it is some seepages of metal is there, so the metal which is being stored inside can have the influence of that and it can get damaged. So very important that. So another thing is material handling equipment. So people generally they give most of the time they give least importance to this metal handling equipment, because they presume or assume that it will run for many years. So it is not the case. It can't run for many years. Everything has to have, for example, if you take a human body, it needs some sort of what is attention and maintenance activity, like what is taking care of your food and everything. So otherwise, sometimes we have a big problem. So any vehicle or other things should be properly, and the equipment metal angles will kept. Otherwise, when you have the peak loads time, if one or two equipment is not functioning, then it becomes a big nuisance and a problem for you. Okay. Thank you. So hope you have enjoyed this session with this video. So thank you very much. We'll see meet you in a different set of video shortly.